Imagine a little kid sitting in an orphanage and not knowing if they will ever have a mom or dad that loves them. In an article titled Facts and Statistics About Adoption from ccainstitute.org, from the copyright date of 2011, it says that in the U.S. there are 397,122 children that are living without permanent families. This does not include China and other countries. I will share the importance of adoption. Have you ever wondered what the difference is between open, closed, private, and direct adoption? How much does adoption cost for open, closed, private, and direct adoption? Have you ever wondered what some problems there can be with adoption? How does adoption affect the adopted parents, biological parents, and the children? And have you ever wondered how long it takes to adopt a child? And have you wondered what a person that has adopted a child says about adopting? Well, today I am going to tell you. Adoption is a wonderful choice to consider. There are lots of children out there that need wonderful homes. Imagine a child who doesn't have a family. What is the difference between open, closed, private, and direct adoption? And how much does adoption cost for open, closed, private, and direct adoption? An article titled Different Types of Adoption from adoptioncovenant.org, from the copyright date of 2010, it says that adoption can be very confusing, and there are several different kinds of adoption options. Every type of adoption is different depending on which each means. Closed adoption, for example, is once the biological mother gives her child up for adoption and signs the paper. She cannot see the child or have anything to do with the child after the child is adopted. Open adoption is where once the biological mother gives her child to the adopted parents and signs the paper, the biological mother can see her child if she would like and come to birthday parties and also be sent pictures of her child. Private or semi-adoption is where the biological mother and the adopted parents have some information about each other. This could be address so they can be sent pictures, phone number, or even an email. Directed adoption is where the biological mother finds her own family to adopt her child. This could be if the biological mother is pregnant and knows somebody in her family who wants to adopt. She could then give her child up for adoption. How much does adoption cost for open, closed, private, and direct? An article titled Financing and Adoption from adopt.org. It says that depending on how you are adopting depends on how much you will spend. If you tell your boss at work that you are adopting, you may get some employee benefits like adoption information and referral services, legal expenses, agency fees, medical expenses, post-adoption counseling, paid or unpaid leave time for the adopted parents. These financial reimbursements are just a few of the benefits you can get. Adoption agencies do not expect you to pay up front when adopting a child, so you can go through with a payment plan that will help you. I just told you what the difference is between open, closed, private, and direct adoption, and how much adoption costs for open, closed, private, and direct. Now I will tell you what some problems are with children getting adopted, and how adoption affects the biological and adopted parents. What are some problems with children getting adopted? Children may feel grief over the fact that they lost the relationship with their biological parents and that they don't get to have a relationship with their biological grandparents. This feeling is especially popular in closed adoptions, where the child does not get to see or contact their biological family members. Adopted children may struggle with self-esteem and identity development issues more. How does adoption affect the adopted parents? An article titled Impact of Adoption on Adopted Parents from childwelfare.gov, updated on 2013. It says that the loss of birth parents may set the stage for feelings of the adopted parents. Adoption is a significant aspect of identity for adopted persons even as adults. The task of identity development may be more difficult for an adopted parent because of additional issues related to adoption. Applying these issues of identity are issues of self-esteem. I just told you what some problems are with children getting adopted and how adoption affects the parents. Now I will tell you how long it takes to adopt a child and what a person that has adopted says about adopting. How long does it take to adopt a child? An article titled Independent Adoption Center from adoptionhelp.org. From the copyright date of 2012 through 2015, it says that to adopt in the United States, it takes up to 12 months. The most placements take between 6 to 18 months or could take longer. The wait time can be affected by many factors. One of the largest is the adopted family profile. There is no way to predict how long it will take to adopt a child. What does a person say that has adopted a child say about adopting? When interviewing Carla Wren for a Persuasive speech, a teacher from Stanton High School, I started interviewing her by asking her why her and her husband decided to adopt. Her answer was that it was not planned, but her husband's great-nephew was taken into CPS custody. I then asked her how long it took them to adopt. She said they started by fostering him and then decided they wanted to adopt. So the adoption took about 14 months. The next question was, did she have to have a background check on her? Her answer was yes. The method of adoption that they chose was a family adoption. The cost for adoption was $2,000. They paid less because he was in CPS custody. I asked her if she would highly recommend adoption for other people. Her answer, yes. She said that she knows the birth mother but does not know the birth father. I asked her if they kept in touch with the birth mother, and she said they leave it up to her. If she wants to see him, he can. What she thinks is important about raising her adopted son is she wants him to know that he is adopted and never wants to lie to him. The last question I asked her was how her and her husband's family felt about them adopting. She said since it was on her husband's side, they were very for it and thought it would be a great idea. Her side, on the other hand, was scared and wasn't sure if it would work. Today, I told you what the difference is between open, closed, private, and direct adoption, and how much it costs for open, closed, private, and direct. I also told you what some problems are with the children getting adopted, and how adoption affects the adopted parents. And I told you how long it takes to adopt a child. Remember what I said in the beginning about a child being in an orphanage without a mom and dad? Well, what if you just took that extra step to adopt that child that just wants a mom and dad, and that wants to be in a wonderful house with a mom and dad?